Hey everyone, we're going to talk today about how we get our distance formula and then how we use it as well. So distance formula is based off of the idea that we get from Pythagoras' theorem that if we have two coordinates anywhere in space, so we've got x1, y1, and another coordinate x2, y2, that we can figure out the distance between them using Pythagoras' theorem. So we could say, all right, well, I can make a right-angled triangle out of this using their coordinates. So we know that if we go horizontal, we're talking about difference of x coordinates and vertical difference of y. So the idea is the base length of this triangle is going to be the difference of their x coordinates, their horizontal distance. So that would be x2 minus x1. And then the difference of their heights, so coordinate to coordinate, would be the difference of their y values. So we'll have y2 minus y1. And then to find the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle, we use Pythagoras' theorem. And Pythagoras' theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the shorter sides of a right-angled triangle and c is the hypotenuse. So we are essentially looking for the c value. We're looking for the hypotenuse of this triangle. So the shorter side, we've got y2 minus y1 squared plus x2 minus x1 squared, and this is going to be equal to the distance between the points squared. So then to get distance on its own, we are going to do the square root of both sides of the equation. So our final answer is going to be the distance is equal to the square root of the difference of the y values squared plus the difference of the x values squared. So then what does this look like in a question? So we'll say example, A is 3, negative 4, and B is 6, 2. What is the distance between those points? So we've got x1 and y1, x2, y2, and we're going to fill those into our formula. So the distance is going to be equal to the square root and x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus, now watch out for this, we got a double negative. So that double negative minus negative 4 is going to become a positive 4 squared. So our distance is going to be equal to 6 minus 3 is 3, and 3 squared, plus 4, or 2 plus 4, which is 6, to be squared. So distance is going to be equal to the square root of 9 plus 36. Distance is going to be equal to the square root of 45. And now we can leave this as square root of 45. We could go into decimal form, so that's going to be 6.8, 6.9, somewhere in there. Or if we're going to simplify our radical, we would say square root of 45 is equal to, biggest square number that we'll divide into it is 9. So we've got square root of 9 times square root of 5, which would simplify to be 3 root 5. So this would be our answer in simplest radical form. Another way to consider this problem is to look at it on a graph. So we would place a coordinate plane. We would plot our points. So 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 4, 2, 3, 4. So we have A, and then B is 6, 2, so 2, 4, 6, 2. And we consider the right angle triangle. So if we make a right triangle out of this, we have a base of 3, so base of 3, and a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then we go through Pythagoras' theorem again, so that would be 3 squared plus 6 squared equals our distance squared. And we end up with that same idea of 9 plus 36 equals d squared, 45 equals d squared, and square root of 45 must be our distance. So either way works. The visual method where you are creating a right angle triangle or putting it into our distance formula.